CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. So glad you were with us on this Monday, October 6th. It was a stressful weekend for residents in the Latchford and Temagami areas. Provincial police closed Highway 11 during the weekend while hunting for a man considered armed and dangerous. The situation began Friday evening when an emergency alert was issued warning the public that a man armed with a lawn gun entered the woods southeast of Latchford. A shelter-in-place order was then issued and the highway remained closed. Officers located the wanted man Sunday and gunfire between police and the suspect took place. The 34-year-old man was taken into custody and sent to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. An OPP dog was also treated for a minor injury. Police brought in a lot of resources to track down the suspect, which didn't go unnoticed by the community.
I really do want to give them big kudos because they had to bring in a lot of people. They set up their command station at our town office, and yes, they put their lives on the line for us, and you got to thank them immensely for that.
And the Special Investigations Unit is now probing the shooting. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Natural Resources is also fighting a forest fire in the Latchford area. It's believed to be connected to the manhunt on the weekend. Now it's time for your first check on weather. The sun is giving way to clouds and showers. For more details, let's bring in CTV's Rick Wyman.
Tony, if I had $100 for every great comment I heard on the weekend about the weather, we'd be going out for supper after this, workday at 7 o'clock, but that's not the case. I didn't get the $100. Your first take on weather brought to you by CAA. Check out our systems map. We've got some precipitation and you can see the darker areas as well. That would be snow in the forecast. So we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast and a lot more. Get your membership at getcaa.ca. The 5-day forecast, we've got some rain coming up and then some cooler temperatures, Tony. I'll be back in a few to tell you more.
Thanks for that, Rick. One of the suspects wanted in the August shooting at a Sudbury apartment building has been arrested. The shooting took place on Paris Street at the end of August, killing 2 people. One suspect was arrested the night of the shooting while 3 others escaped. Romain Sam, one of the men wanted in connection to the murder, was caught at Pearson International Airport re-entering the country Saturday. Sam is charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder and was remanded to custody after a bail hearing yesterday. And 2 suspects are still at large. Police are still trying to identify them. If anyone has information on these 2, they should call police or Crime Stoppers. A deadly crash on Highway 17 near Espanola has claimed the lives of 2 people. Yesterday afternoon, provincial police responded to a collision on Highway 17 between Jacqueline and Sandy Bay Roads in McCarrow. 2 people were pronounced dead at the scene and another was taken to hospital with unknown injuries. Investigators and collision reconstructionists kept the highway closed for several hours. They're asking anyone with information or dash cam footage to contact police or Crime Stoppers. Correctional officers in North Bay are sounding the alarm about overcrowding and an increase in violence at the North Bay jail. They held a picket this afternoon calling for immediate change. CTV's Eric Tashner reports.
These correctional workers say enough is enough.
What do we need? Leadership.
As violence inside these walls and lack of management has reached a crisis level. Morale has reached an all-time low.
If we are going to have bail reform, we need to have new buildings in order to manage our inmate population.
OPSU, the union representing picketing correctional workers, says inmate-on-inmate assaults in the jail has increased since 2017 from 71 to 114 incidents in 2024. When it comes to inmate-on-staff assaults, there were 10 in the North Bay jail in 2017. As of the end of June, there have already been 10 so far this year.
They tend to assault each other. Sometimes we're caught in the crosshairs when we're trying to separate them. We need corporals here that can investigate and adjudicate inmate misconducts.
The jail holds 121 inmates and is considered a maximum security facility. It holds criminals convicted of lesser offenses all the way to serious charges.
We're doing business in an institution that was built in the 1930s. We need a newer jail.
The union says the facility is currently full, and oftentimes inmates are transported to other jails that are also full. In response, the Ministry of the Solicitor General, which oversees Ontario prisons, says in part, "Our government is making record investments to update infrastructure and improve safety at correctional facilities across the province. This includes our $500 million investment to transform and expand correctional facilities to address overcrowding and improve services." There are approximately 100 staff members stationed at the jail, but the union says it's challenging to bring new recruits in due to the stressful and difficult nature of the job.
We're doing enhanced screening of our officers and inmates, but we need more. Like I said, we need infrastructure, we need resources.
And workers fear tensions inside could escalate even further if conditions are not addressed soon. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
An update now on the fate of KAP Paper and Kapuskasing. On Friday, we reported that both senior levels of government had agreed to a path forward, providing near-term stability for KAP Paper while a long-term plan is finalized. Today, at an announcement in Timmins, Deputy Premier and Minister of Health Sylvia Jones said while Ontario has agreed to invest $7 million to ensure jobs stay in KAP, it needs the federal government to come on board.
What I know is we don't know how long and what the tariffs are ultimately going to look like. But we need to make sure that the manufacturing and businesses that are operating in the province of Ontario today and are being impacted have the support of the federal and provincial government. I think our actions last week showed that we are at the table and we want to continue to support that community, and we will do that, but we do need the federal government to do the same.
A huge rally last week saw hundreds of people gather in the middle of town, calling on both the federal and provincial governments to act. It's time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5, Rick has your full weather forecast. Right now, though, let's head to downtown North Bay. There's a live webcam courtesy of the city. It's mainly sunny and 25 degrees. We will return in just a few minutes.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Well, I certainly hope you had a great weekend. It was nice weather-wise for the most part in northeastern Ontario. Caphurst, there was some activity with the weather, but I mean, that has subsided right now. Now we have more rain across the northeast for the next little while, and also some snow with the temperature and the falling temperatures. Let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. Sudbury Nickel Belt, we've got mainly sunny for tomorrow, gradual clearing, sun and cloud Wednesday, Thursday sunshine. Here we go back to the chance of showers on Friday, but take a look at the temperatures, a big difference from the last couple of days. And Saturday, some sun and cloud heading into, well, the Thanksgiving weekend, so we'll keep a close eye on that. Sault Ste. Marie Algoma, mainly sunny tomorrow. Wednesday, we've got sunshine. Thursday, more sunshine, then the chance of showers. That's pretty well across the board. And 15 degrees your high, some cloud cover on Saturday as part of the long weekend. But take a look at the evening temperatures. You go from 0, 3, 8, 7, and 9. So a rough start tomorrow. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing. Chance of showers both days, 60%. That's a pretty good bet at 13. Only 8 Wednesday, a low of -4. Originally, there was supposed to be some snow in the forecast, but that has changed. Thursday, 14. Friday, 14, chance of showers at 60%, and some sun and cloud come Saturday at 15. I know you don't want to hear the word snow, but it is coming eventually. Temiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, we've got mainly sunny tomorrow, gradual clearing, 16, 9 on Wednesday, sun and cloud. Thursday, sunshine, 13. Again, with the chance of showers at 40% Friday, 16 as well, and 15 Saturday with the sun and cloud. North Bay, West Nipissing, showers for tomorrow at 17, 11 Wednesday, sun and cloud, Thursday, sunshine, Friday, chance of showers, this time 30%, 16 and 16 degrees on Saturday with sun and cloud. So, with the exception of several areas, you'll get a bit of a break. You'll get some showers for this evening, continuing into the overnight. Then it'll break, but in some areas like North Bay, West Nipissing, the showers will continue just like they are in Timmins. We'll be back next hour with more on the 7-day forecast, of course, and we'll keep a heads up heading into the Thanksgiving weekend. Tony?
Thanks, Rick. The province announced today it's supporting a new emergency room at the Timmins and District Hospital. Officials say it'll take at least a couple of years to build, and when complete, it will be 4 times the size of the current department. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports.
Within the next couple of years, the Timmins and District Hospital will have an enlarged and renovated emergency department. The hospital is receiving $1.5 million in one-time funding as an exceptional circumstance project grant to support infrastructure needs.
The new state-of-the-art emergency department will include 29 acute treatment spaces in a modernized, comfortable space, improved infection prevention and control measures, and a dedicated area for emergency mental health care to connect more people to enhanced mental health and addiction support where and when they need it most.
The new ER will be 4 times larger than the current department.
Right now, our emergency department is operating at 5 visits per square foot, nearly double the provincial standard of 2.1 to 2.6 visits per square foot. That's unsustainable. This expansion will allow us to deliver quality of care in a space that can respond to the needs of our community.
Timmins and District Hospital serves approximately 110,000 people, including First Nations communities.
Our people commute an hour to access emergency services here in Timmins. Waiting any length of time beyond that is difficult for anybody, especially in those states that they are when they are arriving at the emergency room. So I think that this is a wonderful project.
Expansions will require more employees. The province has a program for paramedics who train in the north to stay here, providing tuition and supports, and similar programs for other healthcare staff.
We have a very similar program that started actually in nursing province-wide. In the Northern Ontario School of Medicine, we've doubled the number of seats available for students who want to train, practice, and ultimately stay in family medicine.
Once final square footage is determined for the new ER, the project will be tendered and awarded, and a construction schedule will be confirmed. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
Still in Timmins, city officials are urging striking transit workers to return to the bargaining table. Employees have been walking the picket line for days now after rejecting the city's latest offer. The union says the city was leaving the service people behind. According to the city's website, its offer includes a base rate adjustment of 4.5% for drivers and 8% for mechanics. In a statement, the city CAO says it remains committed to reaching a final agreement that balances staff needs while being responsible to taxpayers. A change at the top coming up on CTV News at 5. The Federation of Northern Ontario Municipalities, or FONOM, has a new president.
I think
The Federation of Northern Ontario Municipalities, or FONOM, has elected new leadership. CTV's Lindsay Alick has the details.
Danny Whalen is being recognized for his 15 years of service with the FONOM board, including the past 8 as president. He says he's most proud of the work done to secure the Northern Ontario Regional Development Support Fund. It's an assistance program for municipalities that are affected by resource extraction.
We've lobbied for 25, 30 years. And under Minister Rickford, I was able to work with him and get this pilot project in place. And it was $75 million over 5 years. So in the case of my own municipality, that's an extra $250,000 a year. And it has had an impact.
He says FONOM continues to work with the Minister of Northern Economic Development and Growth, George Peary, to make it permanent. Meantime, he says the reason he didn't put his name forward for presidency this time was because he says there is nothing wrong with new ideas.
I think we're on the right track, but sometimes just the way you approach things, if you can just change your approach a little, you might change your benefit from that.
The mayor of Kapuskasing and former first vice president Dave Plourde will move into the role.
It's not anything new really for us. We have the same people around the table. I'm fortunate to have some really good people with me. Danny stays on as past president, so I'm lucky to have the history and everything that's required to represent the people of of Northern Ontario again.
Lord says as for main priorities moving forward, many communities are facing the same problems related to tariffs. So he wants to get as much input from members to ensure FONOM is representing them the best way possible. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
Almost 100 people from across the province were in Sudbury this weekend for a deaf seniors retreat. The three-day event was designed to combat loneliness and bring the community together. CTV's Amanda Hicks has that story.
It was a weekend of smiles and connection as the Deaf Retreat for Seniors wrapped up with a final stop at Science North. Hosted by the Bob Rumble Centre, this was the first time the event has been held in Sudbury.
People from all over Ontario, and some of them haven't seen each other in 25, 30 years, so it's really terrific that they're all here. The services that we have scan the entire province, and we just kind of opened here in Sudbury, and that's the really important thing, that we're here to celebrate that as well.
It was a jam-packed 3 days that included nature walks, line dancing, making dream catchers, and a presentation given by a deaf Indigenous woman. Over 50 attendees came from the Toronto area, while more than 30 participants traveled in from across the Northeast. Webwood's Denise Jarbeau was one of them and says she enjoyed meeting new people.
Everybody signs differently, and you're trying to figure out what people are saying. And I'm an LSQ user, and we are socializing with ASL. Not everybody's francophone in the room, so, you know, I like learning from other people, and I really did enjoy that this weekend.
This year, the Bob Rumble Centre officially opened its doors in Sudbury, giving the deaf community in the north a new resource. Officials say its presence helped fill a significant gap, not only in essential services, but also in social connection.
We've had people from Mexico, Peru, Barbados throughout the summer that have come. So it's been a really, exhilarating thing to see a lot of deaf people coming to our center and meeting people and not feeling isolated when they come to the north. People are language deprived because they're not socializing. And it's important for them to keep their language because it's their language.
With the retreat a success, Lamondin says programming will continue to ramp up as the new center aims to be a year-round resource for the community. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
A remarkable achievement for a group of conservationists in Hilliardton, east of Earlton. The Hilliardton Marsh Research and Education Centre recently banded its 10,000th northern saw-whet owl since the year 2000. The team and volunteers have been banding owls to learn about the species. Through their work, they've learned a lot about the saw-whet, including they are not quite as rare as initially thought.
I think a big part of it for me is we try to get as many people to come out and see the owls, and they're just amazed at how calm and how small, and just how their eyes are this beautiful golden yellow, and people are just captivated by the mystery and beauty of the owls. So especially when we see young kids and their reaction, and parents and grandparents alike, it's just there's a beautiful connection between people and owls that I never get tired of seeing.
And while they've learned a lot, Murphy says there's more work that can always be done. An early start to Halloween. When we return, a group in Sudbury is helping raise money for the local food bank. You're watching First at 5.
Hey Pure Country, it's Josh and Coop from Pure Country Mornings. This is the Pure Country Catch-Up. Now typically, Josh and I would do this from the CTV News Northern Ontario studio, but Josh, obviously today a little bit different.
This is not a green screen.
No.
We are in Jamaica as we speak for the Pure Country Passport at Sandals South Coast. Yes, giving away a chance for you to win a trip for two to Sandals South Coast for the week.
It is so easy to give yourself that chance to win. All you need to do is listen weekdays between 6 and 6. We give out code words. When you hear those code words, you need to enter them on our website. That's purecountry917.ca. purecountry917.ca. And if you haven't followed us on social media yet, you really should. Facebook and Instagram especially, because we are sharing photos and videos, giving you a little glimpse as to what you could enjoy, much like we are right now. It's been awesome, hasn't it? Already.
Yeah, keep an ear out for those code words. When you hear them, enter them on our website. 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. and every 2 hours in between. That is all it takes to get in on the contest and potentially win your way to Jamaica.
Let's do it. All the details at purecountry917.ca.
Our first community close-up comes to us from Sault Ste. Marie. Are you looking to brush up on your bridge skills? Well, the Algoma Cambrian Bridge Club is hosting a refresher course starting Wednesday, October 8th and running until November 26th. It's at the North Branch. Don't forget to register. We're heading to Spanish, east of Blind River. Karen Stanlake spotted this little fellow that stopped by to eat some crab apples. Thanks so much for the picture, Karen. And Larry Kirtley of Blind River sent us some gorgeous sunrises and sunsets. Look at all of those colors, the yellows and oranges. Larry, thanks so much for thinking of us. And if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. Finally, some witches and warlocks traded in their brooms for paddles in Sudbury. On Friday, these paddlers came out in costume to head out on Ramsey Lake, either on paddle boards, in kayaks, or canoes for the third annual event. The group paddled to Science North and back before enjoying Halloween treats, music, and other activities. The Witches and Warlocks paddle raises money for the Sudbury Food Bank, but organizers say it's a fun way to close out the paddling season.
We decided to team up with the food bank, especially with this significance of the scarcity of the food this year. And I love to do everything with some kind of charity involved. And I just wanted to, end the year off well. This year I had a shoulder injury, so I wasn't able to get out on the lake as much as I wanted to. So I threw in everything this year, the photo booth, my DJ equipment, just the whole 9 yards, because I just wanted this community event just to go out with a bang and just everybody to have a great time.
At the end of this month, the Northern Water Sports Centre will be removing its docks for winter. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.